Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. And before Rose and I finally set off on our next road trip into this Alpine Challenge road trip, I just thought I'd go through some of the items that we consider to be quite an essential part for our safety and emergency and recovery should the worst come to the worst. And of course, if any of you think that there may be other items that we should be taking going forward, please feel free to drop some messages in the comments below, because we'd love to hear anything like that. I hope we're as prepared as we can be. So there is just one item that we haven't got yet, but we will be making it as an addition to the van going forward. And that's actually a winch for the front of the van. When we've got the winch fitted to it, then I think we'll be as prepared as we possibly can be to get ourselves out of any tricky situation that we may find ourselves in. So to start with, some of you may be surprised to find out that on the 20,000 miles that we've spent in Serenity so far, travelling into Europe and through the Scottish Highlands, etc. in storms, we didn't actually have a spare wheel with us. It's obviously not got the all-season, all-weather tread on it the other 4 tyres have at the moment, but it will do to get us out of a sticky situation if we find ourselves high up in the mountains somewhere in the Alps and we get a flat that we can at least get ourselves back down again, so I can either get that tyre repaired or get another tyre. But yeah, finally, I feel confident knowing that we have a spare wheel, which is a big plus this trip. So a big shout out to a friend and work colleague, Mark, who's actually lent me a great big 2000 kg jack here as well, because along with no wheel, I had no jack with it either. And he's not only lent me a jack, but he's lent me this massive great big bar to be able to loosen the wheel nuts off. And one step even further, now I hope I don't need any of this, but if I do, this is going to be a great help for getting the wheel nuts off. That's going to make things a lot quicker and a lot easier. And if we're up in the Alps in these very cold conditions and I need to change a wheel, any time that I can save by getting the wheel off quickly and back into the warm as soon as I can will be much appreciated. So I think after this trip, I'll be looking at getting one of these for myself as well, because that's a really good addition to the toolkit. Okay, so spare wheel, jack, loosening bar, and a power tool for getting the nuts off quick. I mean, that's normal equipment, as you guys know anyway. It shouldn't be standard safety equipment, but it's just something that we've not had on any of our trips so far. But it is the Alps, and the reason I've gone with some of this equipment this time of year is because there's still a lot of snow around, and this isn't a potentially we might see snow. This is a fact that there is lots of snow at the moment. In fact, there was recent storms that were dropping like a metre of snow. I can't even imagine that, a metre of snow in one downpour. So yeah, lower down in the Alps there's going to be rain, and higher up definitely snow. So even though when we were in the Scottish Highlands we didn't need to use these, but I also got 2 sets of snow chains, one for each wheel. Now I haven't gone with the ones where they're all fastened together. These are actually a different style, and you just basically clip it over the wheel and lock it through. And I've got 10 of these that go around each tyre to give us extra traction in the snow. Now, yeah, as I said, I didn't need to use these in Scotland, so they've not been tested yet. I think there's a very good chance this time in the Italian Alps that we'll be testing these out and seeing actually how good they are. Now again, I've not had to try this out yet. Touch wood, won't have to try it out for a long time either. But I've got ourselves one of these repair kits, tyre repair kits. Now I know if you split the sidewall or anything it's no good, but if you get a nail or screw or something in the tyre or get a hole, you basically carve out the hole and make it larger, and then use these guns and just plugs the hole and hopefully seals up the leak on the tyre. That again, I mean, they are supposed to seal them up and last for a long time, but I'll be happy at least if it gets me to somewhere where I can get the tyre checked out and maybe have it replaced if I need to. So yeah, and that actually is really quite cheap. I'll leave details in the description below of the items that I've got here, because yeah, that was a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be, and that really can get you out of a pickle. And of course, now we will see how well this performs, because this is a Temu special, this one. which is your tyre inflator, or a little air compressor anyway. Now this is just a simple cigarette lighter type plug-in that can plug directly into your power station, or you can use this adapter, plug it onto the end and then connect it onto your battery and do it that way. I've not tried inflating my tyres at all with this yet. In fact, I probably should have tried some of this equipment out, but anyway, we are where we are. It's been a very busy time, but yes. So we have inflator, tyre repair kit, snow chains, wheels, jacks. And on these roads that we're going to be driving on, these Alpine passes and old military roads, like I say, there's going to be snow higher up and there's going to be rain lower down. And with the rain comes mud as well. So our final sort of recovery piece of kit we've got are these mud boards, which we'll use to help give us traction and dig ourselves out of any mess if we find ourselves stuck in something very slippery. Just in case you're watching this and you're not aware, our van isn't four-wheel drive. It's only two-wheel drive, rear wheel, two-wheel drive. So there's a good chance the shovel may come in use a couple of times as we try and dig ourselves out. I'm hoping not, but better to have and not need than need not have, right? A couple of additions that I've made to the van for this trip, being as we are going to be spending quite a bit of time up in the Alps, and we're not going to be, near anywhere where there's going to be campsites or villages or anything around. There's some extra water containers, so I'm carrying 50 litres of fresh water on board at the moment until I install the underslung tanks, but we haven't got to that at the moment. So yeah, we've got 50 litres of fresh water. I've just filled up the AdBlue, and I've got another 10 litres there of AdBlue ready to go, because this trip is going to be a minimum of 2,500 miles, so I wanted to make sure we've got enough fluids as well to keep us going. So I've just topped up our coolant, but obviously coolant as well for the trip. Screen wash obviously goes without saying, and of course a load more engine oil as well. And then my faithful toolbox with all the tools and everything that we should need going forward should anything happen on the way. Oh, and of course, again, we may not be near a lot of petrol stations, so I've got this one 20-litre petrol canister. I've got another metal one that's another 20 litres, so we'll have 40 litres of additional fuel just for the van. I'm also going to have, this one's full at the moment, I've got two 5-litre tanks of fuel. That's for the diesel heater, as well as the diesel heater itself being full of fuel. So we'll have 15 litres of diesel for the heater. We'll have an additional 40 litres of diesel for the van, and obviously a full tank as well when we set off. So hopefully, if we find ourselves stuck anywhere, or if we need to just hunker down for a little bit of time, we've got fuel, we've got resources. We'll obviously do a big shop for food and everything. So yeah, that's all our recovery equipment. We should have all the, hello mate. So yeah, so that's all the recovery equipment. So we'll have all our supplies on board, recovery equipment, all the fluids we should need for the van, just in case we need to hunker down for a few days.
Some adventures don't start with a map. They start with a feeling. A quiet pull to somewhere new, to breathe a little deeper and to see the world with your own eyes. For us, life has become about the simple things, the places we go, the people we love, and the memories we make along the way. So we travel in our little home on wheels whenever we can, chasing the quiet roads, wild coastlines, and those moments that remind you why it's worth stepping outside your routine. This isn't about rushing to the next destination. It's about wandering slowly, finding meaning in the in-between, and letting the journey shape us. This is Roads Beyond the Map, where every mile tells a story and every moment matters.
So we're just going to go for it. So that is us just about ready for the off. Now Rose and I have still got a lot of work to do on the van, but we have made quite a lot of progress over these last 6 weeks since we had the Scotland road trip. All the electrics are upgraded and installed now. We've got the leisure batteries in place now, backing up the power station. We've got a new water pump in and new water piping all the way through, so we've got a lot better pressure and a lot less noise on the pump now. Hob and everything, electrical switches all connected up to the cupboards now, so we've got no wiring hanging down or anything. So we've got some more overhead storage to put in here, and then we need to sort of do the final prep and make it look a lot nicer than what the finished product is at the moment. And then we'll be moving on after that to the dining area. We'll get the extra row of seats changed, or at least maybe turned around, so we can create a dining area there. And then we'll be, we'll probably be 3/4 of the way to being done by then. So it has been a very busy 6 weeks, but we are done now. We are as ready as we can be in that time for this next trip. Now, the next episode won't actually be out on Saturday. It's actually coming out on Thursday the 9th. That'll be the first episode in the new mini-series of this road trip. It really is going to be, I think, our best adventure yet. And yet one of the things I like about this adventure the most is that although I believe that the areas we're going to be going to and the sites and the road and the tracks are going to be far more than we've ever tried or attempted before, I think the reward is going to absolutely pay off, as long as, touch wood, that the weather allows us to get to where we want to get to. But what we haven't done this time is we haven't set ourselves a fixed agenda. We've got an idea of some passes and areas we want to see and visit, but we're just going to slow the pace right down and just explore the Alps. And in episode 1, you'll get to see what this is actually all about and why a woolly hat from the Yorkshire Dales is going to take us all the way to the Italian Alps. And it's going to be the theme of the channel going forward, actually. All of our trips are going to be based on the same idea and theme going forward as what this one is now. So this really is the birth of the new channel and what we hope it's going to become. So thanks very much for watching, guys. Like I say, the next episode will actually be on Thursday the 9th. I hope you enjoy watching our videos, and I hope you enjoy the upcoming mini adventure. This Alpine trip is just going to be amazing. If you do like our videos, please give us a thumbs up and a like. It really does help the channel grow. And if you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It really helps the algorithm. Just push it out to other people and just say, hey, this one might be worth a watch. And it really helps. So thanks very much for watching. Remember, adventure has no age limit. And as always, have a beautiful day.